Hi everyone, it's Carolyn from True Crime Chat with Mommy Ramblings, and I want to bring you some news, some breaking news. There's a new suspect in the Madeline McCann case. A German prisoner has been identified. We touched on this in last night's live, but I wanted to put it in its own video so it's easy to access and find for anyone that's studying this case or wants the latest developments. If you're brand new to our channel, I'd like to welcome you and ask you to please subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button in the lower corner of this video. You will become part of the greatest community on YouTube, and we do a lot more than just true crime on this channel. It's a true lifestyle channel, and you'll find everything from fun interactive lives to, of course, true crime, shopping hauls, live crafting, all kinds of stuff, gardening, full lifestyle channel for your life. So let's find out what's going on in the Madeline McCann case. So who is this suspect? Well, the suspect is in prison, and he is a 43-year-old German man. He was traveling around Portugal in a camper van, a Westphalia by Volkswagen, and he is now the focus of Scotland Yard's investigation into the disappearance of Madeline McCann 13 years ago. This suspect is in prison for a sex crime, but he was in the area where Madeline disappeared. Madeline's parents, Jerry and Kate McCann, thanked the police and said, "All we have ever wanted is to find her." Police are appealing for information about 2 vehicles owned by this man. The day that Madeline McCann vanished, this suspect transferred a Jaguar to someone else's name. Madeline McCann went missing from an apartment of a Portuguese holiday resort on the evening of May 3rd, back in 2007. Her parents were with friends at a nearby tapas bar. Her disappearance sparked a huge and costly police hunt across much of Europe. The most recent Metropolitan Police investigation, which began in 2011, has cost more than $11 million. Someone out there knows a lot more than they're letting on, said Detective Chief Inspector Mark Cranwell, who is leading the Met inquiry. The force said it remained a missing persons investigation because it does not have definitive evidence as to whether Madeline is alive or not. However, German investigators presume that Madeline is probably deceased and have classed it as a murder inquiry. Police in London say that the German authorities have taken the lead at this stage of the case because the German suspect was in custody in their country. German police said that the suspect, whose name they're not releasing, is a sex offender currently in prison for a crime of that nature. And this man has 2 previous convictions for sexual contact with girls, according to Christian Hoppe from Germany's Federal Criminal Police Office. On German television broadcast, there was an appeal that said Detective Chief Inspector Cranwell said the suspect, who was 30 at the time of the disappearance, frequented the Algarve between 1995 and 2007, staying for days upon end in his camper van and living a transient lifestyle. Now, he was at this resort, around this resort area where the McCann family was staying, when Madeline disappeared, and received a phone call at 7:32 p.m., which ended at 8:02 p.m. The suspect has been named in German media as Christian B. Police are appealing for the public's help in solving the case after they initially announced they had a new suspect on Wednesday. Hans Christian Wolters from the Braunschweig Public Prosecutor's Office said in an update on Thursday, "We are assuming that the girl is dead," girl being Madeline McCann. "With the suspect, we are talking about a sexual predator who has been already convicted of crimes against little girls, and he's already serving a long sentence." He said the suspect was regularly living in the Algarve between 1995 and 2007 and had jobs in the area, including catering, but also committed burglaries in hotels and dealt drugs. Coming ahead of the German prosecutor's statement, the McCann family spokesperson said that Madeline's parents, Kate and Jerry, felt that this new development in the case was potentially very significant. Clarence Mitchell, who has represented the family since Madeline went missing, said that in 13 years he couldn't recall an instance when the police had been so specific about an individual. And he told BBC Breakfast, "Of all the thousands of leads and potential suspects that could have been mentioned in the past, there has never been something as clear-cut as that from not just one, but 3 police forces." The Met Police, who are working with German and Portuguese police, said the case remained a missing persons investigation because it does not have definitive evidence as to whether Madeline is alive or not. The suspect is described as a white male with short blonde hair, standing about 6 feet tall, with a slim build at the time of the disappearance. Police have released the suspect's phone number and the phone number that called his mobile phone, and said that any information they receive could be critical to the investigation. The suspect is believed to have been using a Portuguese mobile phone with the number 351-912-730-680, and the number that called him is 351-916-510-683, and that's from someone not in the area. They want the person who made that call to come forward. And Detective Chief Inspector Cranwell says that they are a key witness and urges them to get in touch. Some people will know the man we're describing today. You may be aware of some of the things he's done, Chief Inspector Cranwell said. He may have confided in you about the disappearance of Madeline. More than 13 years have passed and your loyalties may have changed, he added. Now is the time to come forward. So what do you think? Is this the big breakthrough? Is this German prisoner the man who can unlock this mystery? Police have said it certainly has the feel of a significant development. And the evidence, according to detectives, placed this man near the scene. They say the re-registering of that Jaguar the very next day is undoubtedly suspicious. His criminal record is disturbing and can tell us what his motivations might have been. But let's remember, there have been many false leads. In this case, there's been clues, sightings, and suspects that have led nowhere. 3 years ago, during the last major police appeal, Scotland Yard said it was working on one final critical line in the investigation, and now we're told there's another one, which may explain why Met detectives who've been involved in the case for 9 years are more cautious than the German counterparts. In a statement, the McCanns welcomed the appeal and said, "We would like to thank the police forces involved for their continued efforts in the search for Madeline. All we have ever wanted is to find her, uncover the truth, and bring those responsible to justice. We will never give up hope of finding Madeline alive, but whatever the outcome may be, we need to know as we need to find peace. Police say the suspect was one of 600 people that detectives in the investigation known as Operation Grange originally looked at, though he had not been named a suspect. After an appeal in 2017, significant fresh information about him was provided, and since then Met detectives had carried out extensive inquiries in Portugal and Germany in order to gather more details about him. The force said it was trying to prove or disprove his involvement in the case and retained an open mind. Those with information can contact the Operation Grange Incident Room at 020-7321-9251. Since so much time has elapsed, let's just take a quick look at the timeline, and this is really brief. It's not going to be, every little detail. It's going to be just some bullet points along the way because so much time has elapsed. On the 3rd of May, 2007, that is when Madeline was reported to be missing from that resort in Portugal. September of 2007, Kate and Jerry McCann were made formal suspects in their daughter's disappearance, but by July of 2008, the Portuguese police stopped their investigation of the McCanns and another man, Robert Murat, and they were no longer described as formal suspects. May of 2011, Prime Minister David Cameron asked the Metropolitan Police to help investigate, and then a 2-year review followed. March of 2012, Portuguese police launched a review of the original investigation. In July of 2013, Scotland Yard said it had new evidence and a new witness in the case, and they opened a formal investigation into the disappearance of Madeline McCann. October of 2013, detectives in Portugal reopened the investigation, citing there were new lines of inquiry. July of 2014, British detectives flew to Portugal amid claims that they were planning to make arrests. December of 2014, detectives questioned 11 people who had thought may have information on the case. September of 2015, the British government disclosed that the investigation has cost more than $11 million. And February of 2017, Portugal's Supreme Court dismissed a long-running libel case against Goncalo Amaral, former head of the local police investigation, ruling that his book, which alleged the McCanns disposed of Madeline's body, is protected by freedom of expression laws. April 2017, the only 4 official suspects investigated by police and ruled out of the investigation, but senior officers say they are pursuing a significant line of inquiry. November of 2018, an extra $150,000 is granted to continue the investigation. It is the latest in the series of 6-month extensions, which take the cost of Operation Grange to an estimated $11.75 million. March of 2019, Netflix screens an 8-part documentary about Madeline's disappearance. Her parents did not participate in the film. They felt it could potentially hinder the police investigation. July of 2019, the UK government said it will fund the Met Police inquiry, which began in 2011 until March 2020. June 2020, police revealed that a 43-year-old German prisoner has been identified as a suspect in Madeline's disappearance. Okay, so I mean, with cases that stretch out this long of a period of time, a lot of us are feeling maybe it's like the JonBenet Ramsey case and it's just never going to get solved for whatever reasons. Is there a cover-up? Is there something going on there? Very possibly could be. And it seems that so many times the suspects or imminent arrests just go on and never happen, right? It's kind of how I judged a lot of us to be feeling last night. It's the way I kind of feel it myself. But then you also look at cases that are being solved, you know, really, really cold cases that are being solved. Look at the Golden State Killer and a lot of the cold cases that have been solved during this pandemic. Things, you know, like from the 70s and 80s that have been solved. There's, you know, at least probably 4, 5, 6 cases recently that have been solved from back then. Can this be one of them? I don't know. I don't know. Or is it just going to lead to nowhere? We'll have to see, right? Time will tell, but we've been down this road before, not just in this case. And I have to tell you, at this point, it's kind of, to me, like the JonBenet Ramsey case. I don't think we're going to get any answers, and I have reasons for that. But yeah, I don't know. Is this a convenient person to put this on and then be done with this case? I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and of course we'll bring you any further details. I hope you're all having a good day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.